Keep it cooking in the oven. The oven. The oven. Yep. The oven. The oven. The oven. The oven. Yep. The oven. The oven smells good. The oven. The oven. Yep.
Well, my name is Eric LeVine. I am the chef and one of the owners here at 317 Main Street. I'm doing this for 44 years now, since I'm 11 years old. My first job was at a Jan's ice cream shop. My first day, we just started getting into the business, and my first day, the owner of the restaurant fired the fry guy, and he's like, "You, jump on the fry station." And I was like, "I don't know what to do." He's like, "Don't fucking worry, go." So I jumped on, and it became my legacy of life. Like everything else in my life, get thrown into it and just enjoy the ride. So it's been an amazing career. I feel like I'm just getting started after 44 years. It's so weird to say that, because through all the ebbs and flows, owning restaurants and catering companies and awards and TV and cookbooks and all that shit, I feel like I finally found my rhythm, and life changed, and I found my why, and I found my reason, and I found my purpose in life, and it's to serve and to just have fun with it. We're gonna do our octopus. So our grilled octopus, we do with a romesca sauce and a little bit of a fennel, olive, arugula salad. And it's odd because the octopus, I've been cooking octopus for my entire life, and my wife's Sia last Christmas made octopus, and it was the most tender, flavorful octopus ever. So I asked her, how did you make it? And then she brought me through the process, and I was like, holy shit, I've been doing it wrong the whole time. And it is the most tender, and it's great. So I always give her credit for it, because learning something from somebody new that you're like, holy shit, I've been doing it wrong, or I haven't been doing it this good, and then being able to execute on it, it's phenomenal. All right.
Oh man, what are we working with today?
So today we're gonna do a little bit of a grilled octopus with a romesca sauce, arugula, fennel, a little bit of Kalamata olive. I'm just gonna put a little bit of olive oil on here. Kosher salt, white pepper. People make the mistake, I find, that when they're cooking and they're using black pepper for things like pasta or chicken or fish, the black pepper tends to give more heat. And I'm not looking for the heat, I'm looking for the flavor profile of pepper. Here we have our romesca sauce, and in this romesca there's a little bit of chili, red pepper, a little bit of almond, salt, pepper, habanero pepper as well.
That's how you plate, man. That's how you plate.
If you guys want to try.
Oh, I was gonna say, thanks.
So a little bit of that heat in there.
It tastes like. That's fantastic.
A bit of lemon zest in this.
So you said Spanish is one of what else are you? What
So
are the nationalities?
well, I'm American, but my heritage.
Your heritage.
My heritage. Spain, German, North Africa.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
That's a good little
Zimbabwe
mix.
and Namibia. Yeah, it's kind of wild. But you find with different cultures you can learn so much from. So I just added a paella to my menu, which is something that is historically from Spain.
That looks phenomenal. I can taste it already.
It's not gonna suck. Let me get a fork.
Nothing like some octopus at like 9 in the morning. I love it.
Probably more now than I ever have in my career. But what I always look for is I look for an experience. I look for something unique and fun, something where I can learn from. And but there's sometimes also there are also times where I just I just want a nice bowl of pasta, and I don't eat a lot. So in the last 3 years, losing all the weight, my stomach changed, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
The size of it, obviously, but
Officially, how much weight did you lose?
186 pounds.
Dude.
Yeah. So every Tuesday on my social media, I do a Transformation Tuesday, and sometimes I don't even recognize that person. I certainly don't recognize the mentality of that person, because this business will kick the shit out of you. There's a group of young chefs who I mentor, and talking to them about the things that I've gone through, they cringe because they wouldn't be able to handle it. It's not a badge of honor to have gone through that stuff, but when you come through that other end of it, the fire. Like when I was 12 years old, the first time I drank whiskey, I drank a bottle of whiskey on the line with the guy who was running it. I did my first line of cocaine by the time I was 12 and a half. And that's not normal. There's nothing normal about that shit. But you go through it and you find your way, and you meet so many amazing people and crazy people, and you win and lose, and you ebb and flow, and you find out who you really are from this business. And it's a people business. When you understand your why, like my why is service, everything else kind of runs to the side. It's like being worried about Yelp. I used to worry about reviews all the time. I don't care. Like we'll feed thousands of people. At the end of the day, one person's going to think I suck. Well, maybe two people think I suck. And not that I'm okay with it, but I understand that you can't be everything to everybody. And that's my goal in service, is to make people happy and to give them great experiences and have fun with them. And some people don't get my dark humor. I have a really, really dark side to me. So when my autobiography comes out, which I'm working on, it's going to tell a story that most people don't understand, and they'll look at me in a completely different light. Hopefully, they'll be like, oh, that's why you're so fucked up. Or, wow, I didn't know that about you. Even my own mom, I was talking to her about something. She's like, I had no idea. I'm like, I know. Thank you for that. And you just learn and you grow and, you evolve. That's the coolest shit in the universe. And then we're going to do a sacchetti with some sautéed corn, which is something I've been playing around with for a little bit.
I don't see you measuring anything in the potato.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to a little bit of corn, when it comes to food and making recipes, I always tell people you have to feel it. The only thing you need to actually measure is when you're making pastries. That's a science, right?
Yep.
That's a science. And people forget that, with...
And you made fun of me for being a by-eye guy.
Well, but it's true. I'm going to put the sacchetti in the water.
Mario makes skirt steak and cereal, and that's what that is.
All right. Listen, as long as you do it well, who cares?
That's it. That's what matters. Oh, look at this. Look at the
We
corn.
have a little bit of...
Oh my God.
A little bit of pulled duck.
Pulled duck.
Pulled duck. We do a lot of things with duck here. Corn
That
sauce.
smells unbelievable. Do you ever get used to the smell? You gotta get used to the smells, right?
Used to the smell in a sense of...
Like when you're making, like you
love
don't,
it?
like you don't smell it anymore.
Oh,
Like-
no, I smell everything.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's one of those things that, to me, it's so important. Like you have to taste and smell the aromas of everything that you're doing.
Yep.
That's how you know where you are in a dish. I'm adding some cheese to it.
Is that Parmesan?
Yeah, Reggiano.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
But I think as you go, you always have to taste your food. This way you know what needs to be added, right? You can't add salt at the end and expect the flavor depth to build. You have to have it from the get-go. But you have to taste as you go.
Yeah.
Don't make that mistake. And that drives me nuts. I'm like, did you taste your food?
Do you have a favorite food? As a chef, it's got to be a tough question. But
No,
like,
I just love cooking. To eat, I don't know.
Yeah, to eat.
I'll eat anything. I really will. Like I love.
So Mario.
Yeah, I mean, I just love to create. I love to cook. I love to eat cool, good food, and I love to experience things. People. I don't know. I don't have a favorite. Like I'll eat. I just want a good dish.
Yeah, just want a good dish.
I would say that if I have to eat one last dish, it would be a good bowl of risotto.
Yes.
Yeah, so that would be it.
You see? That's how it's done. And not for nothing, it would be your bowl of risotto.
Yeah.
We left here when we were here a couple months ago.
Yep.
I looked at Mario. I was like, I need more of that risotto ASAP.
Risotto is such a, and it's such a beautiful thing. And when I cook risotto, I always think about how I learned how to make it and the experience of that and what I was told. It was really like you could align it with a relationship and love, because when you make risotto right, you have to put the time and effort into it, and you have to nurture it, and you have to honor it, and you can't do it too quickly. You're gonna fuck it up, right? Well, like in life, right? If you do it too quickly, you're gonna fuck that shit up, and you'll taste. Well, you tell me what you taste.
That's got a lot of flavor for a little tiny piece of food.
It's got
right
that
there.
onion flavor to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Ripped to Donald Duck.
Dude.
I'm gonna have some.
Oh my god.
This doesn't suck.
Oh my goodness. The sweetness of the corn.
My mouth is on a roller coaster right now.
Wow.
I almost can't speak. Wow, that was amazing, man. That has some crazy taste. Dinner.
It's a quacking good dish.
He's so stupid. That's 2 for 2, baby. We're 2 for 2 already, and it's early.
Example is that I'm a cancer survivor 6 times. I had beaten a terminal cancer. Working in the industry kept me alive because it kept my mind off of what I was going through. When I was, the day before we taped the show Chopped on Food Network, which I won, by the way, which means nothing other than it's a TV show. The night before before we recorded, I had a chemo treatment, radiation treatment, and my oncologist told me I had 6 to 8 months to live. So, me being me, I dug down deeper and I focused more on what I was doing on a daily basis rather than what I was going through. The chemicals did what they did, the treatments did what they did, but the mindset was the thing that kept me going forward. So the restaurant business saved me in many, many ways. That just being one of them, kept me away from some really bad people that I was around and kept me focused on something I enjoyed doing. So yeah, no, definitely when I was going through the cancers, it kept me moving forward. The restaurant business, the cooking aspect, the insanity, the nonstop pace kept me going. So it saved me. That's an easy kill. That definitely saved.
Discipline
And focus, yeah, definitely. It's the act of what you do every day, filling a role for other people to make them happy gives you that happiness, right? So it kept my focus on moving forward. It kept my motivation up because I had a task at hand. I had something to go after every single day, and whether it was a catered event, a seated dinner, whatever it was, the industry really kept me focused on moving forward a little bit at a time every day and not worrying about what's behind me. That's a big thing. So 317 Main Street here in Farmingdale is my 16th restaurant that I've opened. 16th or 17th? One of those two. No, 16th, because we opened up Vico, that's 17. It is the kind of pinnacle of everything that I've done and wanted to do in a restaurant. So we have a constantly changing gastropub menu. We have a chef's table where I get to create higher elevated, more eclectic cuisine for a limited amount of people. We have events where I get to do cooking classes and wine dinners and beer dinners. This was the hardest restaurant I ever opened up in my entire life. One reason, multiple reasons, but one of them was because we hit COVID 5 months after we opened up. And the pandemic happened, and me being the one in my group who's opened up multiple restaurants, it was a pivot. We had to pivot, and what did we do? So we opened up the windows and created packages for to go. It was the thing that saved us, and it shifted our whole model in looking at how we do things. And this building is, this is from scratch. So every piece of this building, other than the roof we redid also, other than the floor, everything was from scratch. So we designed it, every light bulb, every panel, every screw, every plate, every table, every chair. So it was a group effort for myself and my partners to really create the big vision. And luckily we had the same vision. And this is the 5th time I've done this type of gastropub. So for me, it was easy. I already knew what I wanted to do with the food. It was how do we place it in here? And then we went from just before the pandemic having 136 seats here, and then realizing our back event space we could use for dining to 295, but we didn't change the size of the kitchen. Yeah. That was a challenge because all of a sudden, you pump out X and now you have to double it. And then you add the outside seating. So, we figure it out. Yeah, so today we're gonna do one of our signature dishes, which is our basil shrimp with a artichoke tomato olive risotto. I've been doing this dish for a long time, and it gets such a great response to it. And there's so many different flavor profiles. Risotto is one of my favorite things to cook, probably my favorite thing to cook, because I think that, you know, in making a risotto, it's a timing factor, right? When I bring a new cook in, I test them on risotto. So if they give me risotto in 10 minutes, they don't understand the process of risotto. They don't understand anything. But if you understand risotto, you understand technique, you understand timing, you understand texture, you really understand what it means to cook. Anybody could pull a bag open and drop it in the fryer. And listen, there are plenty of businesses that do that, and there's nothing wrong with it. But when you understand foundational cooking and you understand risotto, it's like love, right? It's like, you know, you got to take time. You gotta finesse it. You gotta embrace it. You gotta pay attention to it, or else you're gonna fuck it up.
Chop champion on it. Okay? Right in our backyards in Farmingdale. It's crazy, man. It's fun, right? It should be fun food too. This way, you're not overcooking it. It's not going to be rubber, right? Okay. Now continue to cook with the heat that's in there. And just leave it alone. Yeah, nice and creamy.
A couple more microgreens.
Yep.
Now these microgreens look different than the other ones.
Yeah,
Jesus.
my buddy Scott Corner will be yelling at me like, "Don't do that." And trust me, I've eaten many a shrimp parm in my past. But that's
Blue is
again, it's one of our signature dishes. I've been doing this dish. It works, you know. You got the artichoke in the sausage.
Yeah. For me personally, you can find me online on Instagram at Chef Eric L. That's where I do all my stuff, whether it's personal, whether it's business, whether it's just for fun or sharing in my wife in our experiences together, or the restaurant 317mainstreet.com, and that'll show you all the events, all the cool things that we do. Well, you know, but really my Instagram is the way you find the weird shit. It's always a good time.
Don't forget, we teamed up with Underdog Fantasy. We have a promo code OVEN. We're gonna give you 50% cash back on your deposit, maximum $500. That's a free $250 in the bag for you if you do it the right way. It's free money. Money in the bag. And Dubby Energy. Same code OVEN, get you 10% off your first order. I think every order actually, correct? Every order moving forward. 10% off Dubby Energy drinks. They're the clean energy. We love them. You're gonna love them.
Keep it cooking in the oven. The oven.